Lions rank second in the list of the strongest predators. Their prey is often large and powerful animals, including wild buffalo. The strength of lions lies in their hunting style, which is hunting within the team, as lions are social animals that live in a herd. Collective hunting is practiced so that each member of the herd performs his role to the fullest. So lions teach cubs to hunt early by playing. Despite the effectiveness of the way lions hunt, but it succeeds in fishing attempts 25% and fails 75%. And this failure is compensated by the size of a larger prey. Wild buffalo, one of the strongest and fiercest animals on Earth, and one of the members of the so-called Big Five group, which includes the elephant, the lion, the rhino, and the tiger. Some zoologists even classify wild buffalo as the most violent and ferocious animal. Even the lions themselves recalculate before venturing to attack the feral buffalo. Hunters in African forests avoid exposure to this buffalo, which has tremendous power and sharp and deadly horns. Enables him to kill his natural enemies and others. He defends himself in groups. When he senses danger, her horns, which resemble sharp daggers, are open, and he tramples everything that gets in the way. The African feral buffalo is widespread throughout the African continent, especially in its center and east, and the largest types are found in South Africa. It is one of the most dangerous wild animals on Earth for its brutality, ferocity, and deadly power. Not to mention his recklessness when he feels danger. And then he will trample on everything around him. Wild buffalo prefers to live in open grassy areas, long grass, and in the grassy savanna and in the forests and grassy areas. It is also preferable to live in areas close to permanent water sources. It is concentrated in the northern and southern parts between the savanna region and in the rainforests of Central Africa, where his herbal diet is available. Lions are the first enemy of the feral buffalo, but they cannot face and overcome them while they are in the herd, or entered with her in a grinding battle. When lions attack a herd of adult buffalo, these buffaloes form a circle around the rest of the herd to protect females and young calves, and face it outward toward the attacker. Then she lowers her heads downwards to protrude her sharp horns to face the opponent, and it's hard for predators to overcome it, or penetrate the line of defense that they make with their horns. This effective collective defense protects the herd and its members. Therefore, lions do not resort to attacking the herd of buffaloes, but they attack the old buffaloes that live alone away from the herd. Horns are their terrifying weapon against predators and other animals. She also uses it to scramble to make her way through her movement within the herd. Males also use their horns in fierce battles among themselves for control. There are many species of feral buffalo that are widespread in most parts of the world. Some of them are a type in America called the bison or the American bull. There are also many species in Asia. In Africa, there are only two types of it. The adult African male buffalo is black, which is darker than the female. As for the young ones, they are brown and tend to red. And for all sexes, large horns, and inverted especially at the base of the horn and sharp from the front like a dagger. Their sense of smell is very strong, but their sense of sight and hearing is weaker like all large animals. In fact, food sources play a more dangerous role for animals than the threat of lions. Without fresh green herbs, buffaloes lose proper feeding conditions. It can be prone to death as a result of malnutrition. This is the decisive factor in influencing herd reproduction. While diseases and weather changes are the most dangerous factor for the life of the herd and perhaps for its entire existence. Fortunately, the feral buffalo has a tremendous ability to preserve its species. This results from the high fertilization of females, which protects them extinction even in droughts, epidemics, and deadly diseases. Wild buffalo are heat-sensitive animals, so he looks for food at night and in cold times during the day. In hot times during the day, he shelters in shady and cold areas to rest away from the sun, where he ruminates his fatigue, knowing that soaking in mud is an important activity in his life, and its importance lies in the process of thermal balance of the animal's body. Wild buffaloes often live in large herds, which may number up to several thousand individuals. The male African buffalo weighs between 270 to 320 kilograms, while its height ranges between 97 to 180 centimeters, and the female is less weight and size than the male. The African buffalo is one of the most successful animals in Africa. It lives in swamps and floodplains, as well as pastures and forests in the main mountains of Africa. This buffalo prefers to live with dense coverage like reeds, but can also be found in open forests. They demand water daily, so they rely on permanent sources of water. Buffalo eats grass faster than other African herbivores. It has few predators and is able to defend itself when attacking lions. Lions do not kill buffaloes regularly, and in some areas buffaloes are the primary prey of lions. A number of lions usually drop one buffalo. Also, the Nile crocodile usually attacks only individual animals and small calves, although they can also kill adults. Hyenas may also pose a significant threat to young and newborn calves. The size of the herd is highly variable. The essence of the herd consists of females and young calves. There are two types of herds that include males aged 4 to 7 years. During the wet season, smaller males join the herds to mate with females and stay with them throughout the season to protect the calves. Some large males may stop joining the herd because they have not been able to compete with the more aggressive young males.